Hey, good morning. Jerry Upchurch here. Just wanted to get a quick video. Today will be quick, I promise you. Diane says I've been making them too long, but yesterday in the mail I got this Time magazine, my normally Time magazine, and it says, how can we stop talking about our body? Or now can we stop talking about our body? It's got a picture of the new Barbie. So I said, okay, I would not normally read this, but the idea of compromise comes into my mind as I thought about that. I wasn't about to go in there and read the article, and then I got up this morning. I said, "Gosh, I think that's a blog. That's a blog." And in the blog, I did get up and I made a blog of this and of an article, and it's kind of funny when I start thinking about compromising and adapting and fitting in. And so I read the article and took some notes on it, and it's really sort of a comical article, and I want you to read the blog, and comment on it, because I really do want your opinions. But what strikes me in my mind as I compare it to business is looking at Mattel and their profitability over the last 3 years. Since 2012, they've lost over 20% of their business on their Barbie dolls, and also they lost more in 2015. And so they're seeing that something has to change. So one of the ladies that's one of the leaders in the Mattel Barbie division says she even gets threatening phone calls and death threats about the Barbie dolls, and it's primarily because of the figure. So all of a sudden they're coming out with another Barbie that's got a different kind of shape, and they call it they didn't call it chubby, I forgot, curvy. They called it curvy and tall and the regular. So we've got 3 Barbies now, and it's kind of funny. During the article, they would put children in the room with the dolls, and they would pick up the curvy doll, and they would say, "Oh, hello, Miss Fat." But in a room with adults, they would say, "Oh, she's a little chubby." They would call her chubby as opposed to fat. So they attribute that to the fact that kids are getting not diversity training, but anti-bullying training in school now. So anyway, as I think about that, I think about, okay, we're adapting to society to create the dolls that look more like the people in society, rather than giving dolls out that will cause a child to want to be more like that doll. And in one of the surveys, they found that a psychology article was published saying that children that grow up with the normal Barbie doll tend to have a tendency to want to be more like her as they grow up. So they kind of watch what they eat and watch what they do. But again, adapting and doing what everybody else wants. I'm sure it's the mothers that are causing, and the fathers that are calling Mattel, giving them those threats, because they're saying nobody could look like that, and yet we should have a goal out there to attain. So what I'm thinking about is, in our business, what if we just let everybody, and we do that, and we do tend to, in our little leagues and our smaller leagues of sports, when our kids are in sports, we tend to want to give everybody that participated a trophy, rather than selecting an MVP like we would normally do with the professional ball games coming up, the playoffs coming up. Somebody is going to get an MVP, either Newton or probably Peyton Manning. So somebody's going to come up with an MVP. Everybody can't be winners. And thinking about our business, what if everybody that was in the business had to get up on the stage and talk about their business and what they were doing in it? Excuse me. But all of this being behind me, I want you to comment on the blog, because I'm really interested in your thoughts on this subject. Should the Barbies be changed to a more like society today than just being the thin and beautiful busty Barbie? Should we have the one that's chunky and the one that's taller and thinner and that sort of thing? But read the blog. I've got some really good comments in there pertaining to health and being thin and what that does with your health as opposed to being chubby. Even though there are articles out now saying that women who are a little bit have more meat on their bones tend to live longer. Tell me what you're thinking about the Barbie and what's happening in our world today because we want to fit in. And that's what I really want to talk about, fitting in. Hey, with that being said, hey, be blessed. Looking forward to your comments.